Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I think bad men is a female idea. I think it's a feminine idea.
I guess I gotta. I'm sorry. Do you not know how to complete a thought? Thank you, Lady K. What's up, Jill? Do you know how to complete a thought, or you just want to make a statement?
No, bad men is definitely a feminine idea.
Okay, you want to go into it, or you just want to say stuff?
Well, that's how women view the world. They view the world as good man, good man, good man, bad man, evil man, and women view all women as light or good. That's just how you guys see it, you know. But there's no bad men. There's only evil men and innocent men.
You doing a
Bad men
bad
is
job.
just
You doing a
bad men.
bad job at trolling.
I'm not trolling at all.
No, you trying to get a reaction and it's not working. That's what I'm saying. What I don't like. Listen, to what I'm saying. The words you're using not going to trigger me. Okay, we've
Yeah,
been
but
not going to hold up. Pause for a second, sir. What I want you to do is connect it to something,
you
right?
don't think that I'm
Now
making good points?
I'm gonna mute you for a second. When I was trying to explain my prompt, I literally gave examples, not only examples, but things that people can relate to and basically understand what I'm saying. You're just saying something vague and you're not connecting it to anything. You're just like saying something very biased. Like, are you able to complete a full thought? That's all I'm saying. All you have to do is say, this is why, how I know women are doing that. Instead of saying, oh, all women do that. They think like that. You're not giving any context to what you're saying.
I've evolved beyond needing to prove myself.
So, but now you're defending yourself because now you're saying that you evolved. Instead of you hold up,
I'm explaining.
instead of hold up, you defensive. So instead of adding context to what you were just saying to explain your point, you're defensive because now you're talking about yourself and your identity.
I'm explaining why I've given you no context because I don't feel the need to prove myself. That's an explanation. That's not defense,
Yeah,
man.
that doesn't connect to your point, is what I'm saying. Now we're talking about your
Man,
identity instead of your
if you
point.
don't understand my point, then that's fine.
How can I understand a point that you didn't make? You didn't give it context. You were very
I,
vague. You know what it means to be? You must not know what vague means.
ma'am, I made a point. If you don't understand it, that's fine. Okay?
So you can't conceptualize that you're not even making a point yourself. That's interesting.
I'm not your enemy. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not about an enemy. That's what I'm saying. Don't insert yourself. I don't care about you. I don't know you. I'm trying to have a conversation about the point you're making,
So
but
quit
you refuse
gaslighting then. It's not that.
because you refuse to give context to the point that you wanted to make. You're not connected to anything. Literally, all you got to do is connect your point to something, and you're getting defensive about it. That's what I'm saying. If you want to come and troll, you got to know how to troll. Like, you can't just use certain words and think because you use keywords is going to trigger somebody, and when that don't work, you end up being defensive by putting yourself on the stage. Somebody you evolved and like you're getting in your feelings about it. Like, can you make
Understand why I said those things to you?
All right, go ahead, East. He's struggling.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, he's struggling really bad. I actually did not come up for the prompt. I just wanted to tell you how I thought that, like, the breakdown of Miles Morales that you just did was so beautiful. You know how I feel about men and superheroes, and about how their favorite superheroes are like genuinely like a reflection of their psyche. That was beautiful, and I think I fell in love with you just a little bit more. I didn't think that I could, but girl, the way you broke that down, and that is the reason why I've always thought that Miles Morales was one of the best superheroes out there, and I couldn't really put my finger on it. And when you made it, when you like explained, it's because he had a solid foundation with his mom and his dad, and how she constantly like was a good validation and foundation for him. Like, we gotta talk about it on the back end, but girl, that was amazing. I'm sorry, I didn't come up here for the topic. I'm gonna stay up here though. But I love you, Tara.
What do you
So
guys think
smart,
about?
girl.
What do you guys think about Goku?
Hold up. Thank you, East.
Not to nerd out or anything, but Miles he gets his shit from his uncle.
Yeah, and
No,
his uncle was
not
actually a bad
Miles.
guy.
Miles is one of the different Spider-Mans because he has his dad and he has Uncle Ben. Well, his technically it's not Uncle Ben, it's his uncle.
Prowler.
Right. So He's a little bit different than other Spider-Mans.
So what do you think about Goku as like
Why
a?
don't you wait a minute? You gotta finish your first original thought before you could join into these thoughts.
No, I did. She just didn't understand it.
No, hold up.
No one understood it, not even you. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute.
So you
Nice
too
assumption.
slow. I'm be honest, you too slow for the conversation. No, I agree with you. It was for the uncle because again he rebelled against his father because his father's trying to have control over him. And the thing is, if that shows anybody you can't control a person, they're gonna rebel against it. The reason why he followed after his uncle is because his uncle had understanding towards him and he could relate to him. So yeah, I agree with that. But what you think about the prompt, sir?
Men use bad men to distract from their own behavior. What do you mean, like bad? Like someone like Blueface? Like
Hold on real quick. I just gave you an example of like how okay.
you talking about
What do
like
you
the Miles
okay,
shit?
hold up, whoa. What do you consider a bad man?
I
Like
mean,
give us an example.
I'm asking you because you got a picture of Blueface. So I'm asking,
I
are you
know,
comparing it to
I
him?
know.
Or?
So that's what I'm saying. Do you consider Blueface to be a bad man?
Yeah. I mean, he's a career criminal, so
So can you see how like using Blueface as a barometer of a good and bad, how this can basically give somebody else a pass on their behavior?
well, I definitely think it's like there's a spectrum of how bad you can be. You know, if you out here committing crimes and shit, you know, you're pretty bad compared to some dude who's just out here, you know, cheating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they're both bad behaviors, but you excuse one
Yeah.
because you assume that's worse than the other. So yeah, you have somebody who may do something that's considered bad behavior, but it's not as bad as another one. So they excuse their own behavior. So what do you think about it now that you understand it?
Like men using like people like Blueface to excuse their behavior. Yeah, I don't think that's P. You know, I think that's some whole shit.
Okay. Then why do you think men do it?
To make their own behavior seem like it's not that bad, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead, Shorty.
So men use bad behavior to distract from their own bad behavior because it allows them to have a feeling of self-righteousness and also a tool to punish women. So like if a man is a self-proclaimed nice guy and you don't choose him, you choose a guy that he deems as a bad man, then he doesn't have to have empathy for you or, you know, self-accountability for men's actions. It's like, oh, well, you picked bad, you picked the bad guy. You should have picked a nice guy like me. But a real nice guy doesn't have to be self-proclaimed. They show that they're a good guy by their actions. So I think it allows them to be like self-righteous.
Yeah, so even if you're talking in the context of relationship, right? Imagine your partner does something wrong. And instead of them saying, okay, I was wrong for the thing that I did to you, like they lied to you, right? They lied to you and said they was working late, but you find out they was at a friend's house. And they like, well, you know I lied, but I ain't like I was out there cheating. Some niggas would be out there cheating with you. Like he's like catastrophizing the behavior as if somebody who would do that so that you could be like, all right, yeah, at least he ain't cheating on me. But the thing that he did was still a betrayal of your trust.
Right. I think it goes back to what you were saying about the barometer or just their way to quantify things and to justify their own bad behavior. Well, at least I'm not like this. And that's why as women, we kind of advise each other not to tell too much of your business to a man who hasn't earned your trust. You don't want to tell him, you know, what you put up with in the past or that your self-esteem wasn't the best because, you know, the first time he does something bad, if you try to stand on your boundaries, he's going to say, oh, well, the last guy did X, Y, and Z. And the first time I make one little mistake, you know, you're ready to call it quits. It's a way to just put the blame back on you.
Exactly. And they will weaponize that. Go ahead,
Right.
Corey.
Yeah, I respect everybody's opinion on here, so I just asked for my opinion to be respected too.
Hold up, real quick. I don't know why y'all give disclaimers. You don't have.
No, I would just,
Hold on, real quick,
my bad.
Hold up. This is not your space to make that claim. If somebody disrespects you and you don't like it, your boundary would be leave. You can't say, no, you can hope that.
Okay.
Just make your point. The disclaimers aren't
Okay.
necessary.
Okay, so your topic of this conversation, men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I actually think that everybody does that. Birds of a feather flock together. You can't really just put that on gender. Women hang around 304s so that they could be 304s without feeling shame. So, I don't think that it's just a man thing. I actually think that like it's a person thing, it's a personality thing. It's either you good or you bad. It's either you light or you dark. It's not
Okay.
the gender thing is getting a little old, and that's all I got
Okay.
to say.
All right. So I got that right. Again, we live in a patriarchy that's male dominated. So you, even though you're trying to loop women in it, you do acknowledge that men do it. So why do you think men are doing it?
Okay, I just think that this because they bad people. It's like you got good men and you got bad men. I can say it's environmental. It do got something to do with like the environment and being around other men that or being raised around other men in your environment that probably didn't have no guidance from other men. So it's just like you running around with people your age and learning nonsense. So it could be that too. But I just also think that females are on the same trajectory. It's not. It's no male or female using men and bad. It's nonsense. It's good people and it's bad people. But men are
It's funny how
we
you
do
say you
like to
want to respect.
manipulate. We do like to manipulate too. We do like to manipulate and use things too. But I just feel like it's a two-way spectrum. That's all.
Hold on, real quick before we get to the truth. It's weird you want to respect and you talking about female. We don't need to know what kind of sexual shit you into animals. That shit weird. But listen to what I'm saying.
Animals.
Hold up, pause. Yeah, you said it, not me. Hold up for a
I
second.
didn't say nothing about animals. You heard me wrong.
Hold up. We heard it. We all heard it. Listen to what I'm saying though. The thing about that, when y'all say it's both sides, I'm gonna tell you why it's irritating. That gets us nowhere, right? Because again, we live in a male-dominated society, right? And the manipulation you're talking about, and when y'all talk about women being problematic, being open with your sexuality is not problematic. That's because you have a bias and you feel a certain way about women. The reality is that the women who are doing a lot of these behaviors is that they're giving men the ability to do bad behavior, because again, it's a male dominated society where everybody's male centered. So when y'all try to loop women into it, yes, this is always going to be somebody in group or out of the group who's doing something, but we talking about the core problem within our society, and how you already know and y'all have already acknowledged that men uphold these standards in society with each other. So when you try to loop women in, because again, lack of accountability, you got to blame women for everything. You should have been able to focus solely on men because you know that is true. But that was weird that you want to admit to it. What's up, DeRay?
Hello, what's good?
Hi.
Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. This is so correct because men are the masters at weaponizing incompetence. They know that they're all bad. They are so aware of their nature, which is why they don't trust each other. They also are incredibly well aware that women are love, that women are necessary, that women are needed. This is why they have some of the talking points like, oh, women are born with intrinsic value because we are necessary. There are 7 billion people on the planet today. You can thank a woman for that. And
It's 8 billion.
8 billion,
Wrong
even better.
seconds.
8 billion, even better. That is all contributed to the labor of a woman, while simultaneously taking accountability for breeding into existence those who have zero regard for their fellow neighbor, those who have zero regard for the person standing next to them. Bad men, good men, those things don't exist. They like to have conversations
See, you
about
see,
they
see,
like to
see,
have
see,
conversations
see,
about
you
things
like
like
to.
Pookie and Ray Rays. They like to have conversations about bad men, these classist conversations where they're placing specific men of our demographic into these categories as beneath.
You
And
want to be the woman king.
they want to create this caste system, this class system, but they are all the same. They are one and the same. There is no difference from a man who makes homes with 6, 7, 8, 9 different women versus a man who exercises semen retention and maybe doesn't have any children and goes to work. The moral standing behind a man, they can
You
really
just
only
talking, bro. You
learn.
just doing a
They
lot of
can really
talking.
only learn and be taught that by a woman or by being strictly and devoutly religious, which none of them are. And I'll land there.
Yeah, so a lot of times a religion is used as like a cape, right? So this is why, hold up. This is why the labels are so harmful, because again we end up putting labels on people and we should be focusing on the behaviors, because like, yeah, there's nobody doing all, it's not all or nothing. We all participate in certain things. Again, the perspectives can change. So yeah, like they use religion as a cover because we tend to associate religion with things that's like good and positive, and it's like if they say that they align with that, then all these traits they get to take onto them, which is why it's important.
You're correct. They're very
Hold up,
predatory.
hold up,
They're very,
hold up,
very predatory about
hold up.
that.
I only stopped because of the noise. Hold up. So yeah, that's but it's interesting because when you look at the religious texts from a different lens, you realize how fucking evil they are, and then it just changed your whole perspective on that. But hold up, we're gonna go to the next person. Go ahead, 1G.
All right, y'all give me a second.
All right, go ahead, Neo.
Neon. I feel like a lot of talking points up in here, like men bad and distraction and this and that.
Hold up.
A lot of
What talking point are you addressing? Like, who said the
the
talking
one
point and what was it?
Dora said women populated the earth. You know, it's more than women who populate the
No,
earth. You
women.
know what
No,
I'm saying?
women. That's not. No, that's women populate the earth. Women the one who have children,
Let him
sir.
talk. Why you not letting him talk?
Hold on. Can I finish? Let me finish.
Bye, Neo.
So
Y'all interrupt. I'm just gonna drop y'all today. Anybody playing with y'all? Go ahead, sir.
yeah, I feel like men populate the earth too. You know what I'm saying? Because we have sperm, you know, and we
Sir,
have to like
y'all don't create children, sir. Women literally create children.
that creates
No,
that
no,
goes
hold up. Since you're confused on like basic biology or whatever, right? If you had an egg, sir, pause for a second. If I gave you a human egg, and I say go make a baby, you can't do shit with it, sir. You can't do nothing with it. That's the thing. But women can take sperm and make people. So whatever.
That's
Like, I
not
don't
true.
understand.
You can put
Sir,
you. Can I
listen,
finish?
hold up, because you're talking nonsense. It's not even about the topics. I'm gonna say this and then you're gonna get to the topic. The reality is
All
that
right.
hold up. There are men trying to right now today create artificial wombs so that men can create life, and it's not working out. So going to the point, what do you want to say about the topic, sir?
Okay, so I want to say this. They have incubators where it does work. So that's
No, the topic, sir. Come back when you're ready to answer the topic. Y'all be trying to play. Y'all come up here and want to be rambling. If you can't keep up the conversation, then it's annoying. You can go and get the fuck out of here.
Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. All right. So I'm gonna stick with the title. Men use bad men. I think it's about more. Yeah, I could say you could be right, but most of these men are not responsible too. You got to learn that too. Like a lot of men be responsible, right? But it shows on their character, you know. It shows on their behavior. So
I'm
you
gonna hold up real quick. Are you grouping yourself in with this group, or are you saying that you're not part of this group that you're speaking about?
wait, what?
The group of men you're talking about, does that include you?
Oh well, I was irresponsible. Of course, every man has a stage, right? Everybody has a stage.
That's not a stage. That's a character flaw.
No,
So you
no,
don't.
Not even
Hold
just
up,
no, no,
men.
no,
Women
hold
has that flaw too.
up.
no,
What are
no,
you
no.
talking
Listen,
about?
Nero,
like
don't request back up here. You're not coming back.
no.
Instead of hold up. Whoa. So the behavior again is not the person's the behavior. The behavior that you're trying to talk about right now, you have done that thing.
Yeah, because I didn't have a parent to our home. I didn't have a dad. I didn't have.
No. You grown man. We're not blaming your parents for your decision, sir. You're the
So
same. So hold up. It's fine. But why don't you put yourself in that group since you've done the same behavior?
wait, what?
What's confusing?
I didn't hurt you.
You're othering yourself and you shouldn't be.
Excuse me?
What the fuck is so confusing?
I didn't hurt you. I want you to say that again. Like,
No, you got a comprehension issue or something. Something going on with you. It's been explained multiple times. What are you confused about?
no, I have a bad Wi-Fi, man.
That ain't my fault.
I want you to repeat it again. It's just being respectful.
All right, yo, we gonna open the panel. Everybody spoke. Anybody want to say something?
Men are allergic to accountability. I find it fascinating how in these types of conversations where there is space for nuance, or where, you know, the topic, the prompt creates space for nuance, women are always capable and able of saying, like, yes, I laid down, I made this decision. I'm the reason why this man exists, this kid exists. I'm the reason why this man has like a stake in my life for the rest of my life. We're able to say that we did contribute to the state of our community by, you know, allowing access to ourselves without, you know, really assessing the situation. We were focused on preserving the community, whatever it may be. Women will say that, and women will own that, but men will never own the fact that they are corrupt and that they're vile, like valueless creatures who get off and try and simultaneously try to get over on these young women who are just looking to love and be loved. They're never able to say, yes, we come from an evil place, an evil, licentious place sometimes when we're dealing with you. They're never, ever, ever, ever
Why
owning
aren't they
that.
able to say that?
I think it's because they like playing games. I think it's because they like having the upper hand. I 1000% think it's because they have an affinity for power, and that's the only thing that they have. If they burst that bubble, then they lose in perpetuity forever.
Do you know why men want power so much?
I feel like
I think they want power. I think they want
Let her
power.
finish. Hold on, she talking. Notice her. You can respond after she go.
I think they want power because they don't see the value and the goodness of life in the way that women do. Right? Women are not innately and by and large power hungry because we possess so much power, right? We create noses with our bodies, fingers, toes, lips with our bodies. We have so much power. We're not, you know, looking to like usurp another's power innately, right? That's something we have to be taught through being exposed to their evil. But I think
hold up. Let Neo respond because it is open panel. We won't be too long winded. Go ahead, Neo.
Yeah, so when she's talking about all these men, I hope she's talking about her own family members as far as her own
I don't know why you would
father.
think they would be excluded. I don't know why you think they would be excluded.
Can I finish?
Hold
Can
on,
I finish?
Sorry. You said you hope she is. So now what?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So she shouldn't be here.
She responded. She said she is.
Okay, that's cool then. That's her family. That's what I'm trying to say. Like her own family members aren't nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I never said that. Don't misrepresent what I said. I just
that's
don't.
What you're saying.
I just hold men accountable for their BS.
No. But hold up. So what? All right. So hold up, sir.
Defensiveness.
Hold up. No.
She's mad about it. That's your family. Just be real.
I do it.
You're misrepresenting what I'm saying.
Hold up. I do it for him. Yeah, the men in my family ain't shit. Now what? You not shit. Hold up. You not shit. The men in her family ain't shit. The men in your family ain't shit. The men in my family ain't shit. Now what?
Men in my family ain't shit either.
I ain't gonna speak for my family. My family
No,
good.
your daddy ain't
I
shit.
got
No.
I got everybody.
But that's the crazy part. Hold up, real quick.
Hold
up. This is the thing I need you to understand. He wanted you to own your family, but when I said his family, notice how he responded.
Right.
Yeah, because it is a universal thing. Again, men are allergic to accountability. I don't coddle the men in my family, right? They're not weak men. I can tell them about themselves and they can own who they are because that's who they are.
Yo, all of you are generalizing. All of you are generalizing.
No, we're not generalizing. Y'all just suck at being strong.
No, but you're saying all men, all men.
Hold up. You just came up here and been introducing the conversation. You should not be talking. I'm going to drop you if you unmute again. Y'all haven't been introduced in the conversation. You shouldn't be talking. I'm a push back against that. No, the men in your family too do right. That's the thing. It got to be consistent. It's the men in your family too. They ain't shit. They ain't listening to nothing either.
I didn't say all this.
We gonna go on to leader.
Yo, Shorty, you're looking for an argument. You're not here to discuss.
Go ahead, leader.
Hello. Yeah, I just want to
say hello to everyone. But my only 2 cents is I appreciate us trying to come together to come to a conclusion of what's going on.
You don't
But
need
I
to give
feel
a
like
disclaimer. Just
I
what's your
feel like
response to the prompt?
I feel like everybody's making broad generalizations because, like, if okay, individually speaking, we all have our own paths of life, right? And we live and we learn. But to make a broad generalization, that's like me blaming the people that I chose in my life, the lessons that I learned from them, and saying and imposing that on all females. And I would never do that because I'm one guy that would speak up. I had my ex try to set me up to hurt me. Right, my mom robbed
Hold
me.
on, hold
I
on,
was
whoa, whoa, whoa.
abused by
Now
my
you
mother.
tell,
Hold
hold
on,
up.
real
Don't
quick. Hold
nobody,
on, real quick.
don't, no,
But I'm
no,
not blaming
nigga.
all
Don't
women.
nobody, hold up.
But I'm
No, don't
not
nobody
blaming
want
all
to hear
women.
your whole fucking personal story. You not answer the prompt. You not answering the fucking prompt. That's the thing. You don't know shit about sociology. That's all sociology do is generalize human behavior. That's why you have a cohort. That's why people say they're millennials or a boomer because of certain behaviors you know in the cohorts are. So if you can't have a conversation about sociology, then why are you up here talking about social behavior? Moving on. Go ahead, Dylan. You on mute, sir.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just want to know, like, is anybody in here, like,
What's up, Lynn?
I came up here. I wanted to help moderate, but also, like, I agree, Tara. Like, what the men on the panel don't understand that is they like waft between several different like
there's
arguments to
not a
try to
flex.
win
Nobody is marrying you
this.
miserable ass bitches.
Okay, to try to win this gender war that they believe is going on because there's an attack on men, there's an attack on men, but like some things are socially correct, right? There's a difference between what's going on societal and individual, and you're trying to bring your individual experience into a conversation about society. It is proper, it is correct. It is like it's intentional to speak about a societal issue in general. And when y'all use the word in general, y'all use it incorrectly. Y'all think in general means absolute. Like in general means all, and that's not the case. So I really would like for y'all to use and pick words with intention, because in general does not mean all. That's an absolute, and nothing is an absolute. We're aware of that. We're educated. Like, and people, it does. No, you're just stupid. You're stupid if you believe that. It literally does not. We're having an in general conversation about society, and you don't know how to decenter yourself. But they don't want to because we're women having this conversation, because they do it all the time on Franklin's panel. Men are able to not speak in general on his panel because he's a man. Get on a woman's panel though, let the gender war begin. Why the fuck even come up here if y'all believe it's a gender war? Like, go about your life. It's weird.
Yeah, that's the problem. They do want to like dominate and assert their hierarchical authority in conversation, and it's interesting because Exhibit A, they can't fucking keep up. Real quick, y'all. Thank you, Lynn. Can y'all get the likes up? We should be at like at least 25K by now. Share the live out to people you think want to participate in the conversation. Send a daily heart me to support the live. And if you hold up, sir, if you agree with people saying on the panel, go ahead and support them by gifting. Go ahead, Neo.
Yeah, it's so funny how you holding history classes about in general. The word, we know what the word
It's not a
means, but
history
you guys
class.
History? That's
all
grammar.
men. You guys keep saying all men for no reason,
Nobody
and
is
that's the
saying
problem.
all. You're the only person who said
No,
all.
she didn't say all.
Nobody
Plenty of times.
said
The thing is,
all.
I pointed out her family members,
Literally
and then
nobody has said
she
it.
excluded from that.
You're
I pointed out family members. Stop
lying.
it.
You're experiencing cognitive
Yo,
distortion.
who's shouting?
You're lying. Nobody said all.
But hold
Yeah.
up, real quick. It's not history. The word was sociology. Do you know what that is?
But sociology, yeah, I know what
What
that
is
is.
what is
But
sociology? Hold up. What is sociology? Because you thought we were talking about history.
the thing is, she shouldn't
What
be
is
saying
what
in
is
general.
sociology?
Period.
Sir, you said history. The word was sociology. Tell us what sociology means so we know that you are competent enough to participate in this discussion.
I got you. Sociology means a group of feminists that come together to keep trying to talk about men all the
No,
time.
so you don't
They
know
own
what
family.
okay. So
You don't know.
you don't know what sociology means. That's the problem.
We don't
That's
know.
why you. That's why you thought you was in a history class because you don't know what sociology means, sir. Go ahead.
The definition is in the word,
Go
bro.
ahead, Mogul. You can respond to the prompt.
The definition is in the word, bro. Sociology, study of society,
I know. I
the
don't
norms,
care. I'm just.
No, he don't know. He don't want to admit that he don't know. So we gonna
We
move
know
on.
you don't know, sir. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. Goddamn, drop your ego.
Well, what's the conversation about? Is it just a prompt?
Drop your
that I'm
ego.
talking
Hold
about?
up, Neo. Yeah, go ahead and respond to the prompt.
Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I don't know how to answer that. I guess I agree. I guess.
You either agree or disagree, and you tell why, sir.
I would agree because people do that. You know, they obfuscate and deflect to other people decisions or what they've done to try to make it seem like they're a better option. And that's not necessarily the case.
Thank you, Lady Q.
Of course, not
It's
all
interesting.
men.
Tell me why you keep saying people are not men. You want to agree because I said men specifically, and you're saying people. So do you disagree with me?
Well, if I say people, then that includes
But that's what I'm
men,
saying.
right?
Hold on. If we're talking about men's behavior, why are you saying people?
I mean, that includes men, right? If I say people,
Yeah,
right?
no. Why are you saying people? Be honest.
Because it includes men.
You're defensive. We know.
I'm
you're
not defensive. I'm just speaking from. I'm
You're
not trying to sound.
It-
I'm not
it's
trying to
sounding-
sound biased. I'm not trying to sound biased.
Why are you not trying to sound biased?
attacking.
Why
Because
would it be biased?
that's-
Hold on, Club. You're intellectual enough to have this conversation. Why would it be biased if that's the topic? It wouldn't be biased. It would just be you sticking to the topic.
No, it is biased because I'm speaking and I can say the words I would choose to say. You can't control what words I say.
I mean, no, there's meaning behind the words you choose. So it's
Yeah, and I
an
chose the word I
indication
wanted
that
to
you
choose.
chose that word because you're defensive about
No, I'm not.
women
No,
talking about
that's
masculinity.
assumption. That's an assumption.
It's okay. No,
If you
it's
want to
okay.
assume, that's fine. That's fine. That's your. That's
I
your
do,
prerogative.
and I want all the other women in
that's
the
fine.
comments to observe and clock
That's
that.
fine. You can assume. That just makes an ass out of you, not me.
Okay, fair enough. So be it. You can continue on with your point.
I mean, you did interrupt me though. So, but yeah, like I said, not
think you
all
can
men.
continue on with your point.
Not all men behave this way, but there are a number of men that do. And, you know, like I said, people do this in
All right,
general.
let's go with
So-
that. So you're saying not all the men. What are the men? Who are the men who do it?
I mean, you tell me, you made the prompt.
No. You said it. You just said not all men, but there are men who do it. So what type of men are doing it and which ones are not?
I mean, how do you distinguish that? That's not a,
Sir, it's literally what you stated. I'm asking a clarifying question on what you just stated. You
that's not
said
a
it.
clarifying question.
No.
The men,
It is because you haven't
the
made an
short
actual
men,
point.
tall men, what do you want me to say? It doesn't make any sense.
So you made a point that you
It's
can't
a
support.
characteristic, it's a character
Hold
flaw.
on. Pause. You just said there were some men who do it and some who don't. And I'm asking you to give context to that. And for some reason you can't do it.
I can't. I said it's a character flaw. There's no identification of men, what type of man that does it. Anybody has the propensity of displaying these types of behaviors. Women have it, men have it. So there's no.
Hold on.
There's
All right,
there.
listen,
You're.
I ain't gonna argue about
I
this
thought this was an
everybody.
intellectual conversation.
Hold up.
I see that you're not.
If you don't think it's intellectual enough,
I'ma
then don't
just
give a
go
fuck,
'cause
sir.
you're not
That's
lecturing at
fine.
all.
You can
Bye.
leave. You making an assumption. It's a conversation. You can either want to be in it or not. Because in real time, y'all be doing a thing. You're saying that is a character flaw, and then you're going to say that is a specific behavior that anybody can show. So why are you putting people in the categories if anybody can show the behavior? What's up, Shenron?
Hey, Terrell, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. We absolutely do. Which is why we try to polarize things as good men and bad men. But the fact of the matter is there are bad men and there are better men. And we end up comparing ourselves to the men that do the overtly wrong or violent or bad things. And as I've been telling men for a very long time, if we have to compare ourselves to what we know is the bottom of the barrel, then it means that we too are probably going to be trash. And that only speaks to the fact that the standards for man or manhood or masculinity is absolutely in the fucking trash as well. if we have to compare ourselves to men that we know do the bad shit, that means that we don't have to really reach that high or go that far in order to be that much better than them, because at least we don't do this overtly bad thing. So we use that to try and leverage access to women. And the fact of the matter is, just because we're better than them does not mean that we're good.
All right, thank you, Sharon. Go ahead, Psyops.
So before I get to talking, please nobody.
You don't have to give a disclaimer. Just respond to the prompt.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. You've been sitting here interrupting your male guests, not letting them.
The panel open now, y'all.
So I want to know.
I think
why Lynn
Hold on,
thinks.
Sharon. You got me first.
I want to know why Lynn thinks she's the smartest on the panel when she says the
Hold on,
most.
sir. That's not the topic. If you want to answer a question, that's fine. Hold up, pause. If you want to answer a question, I'm fine with that because it helps the conversation keep going. But if you want to, you got a question for Lynn, you can inbox her the question. She can go to her other inbox if she wants to. Anybody? Go ahead, Sharon.
I just think it's very ironic when niggas will come up here and say the same NPC ass answer, or they'll agree with the same NPC ass stance that other men be having, and other men will argue but can't actually articulate, but then say a motherfucker don't have an original thought in his fucking mind. I just think it's odd how that happens. And the fact of the matter is, no matter what the platform is, right? And I've been debating on Twitter all fucking day. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's crazy how men that are on Twitter will do the exact same shit as these simple-minded niggas that be on these fucking panels and in these fucking comments and still can't articulate a fucking point that proves their perspective, but want to bitch and moan about a nigga that can actually express a thought that he comes up with. I see you bitch ass niggas.
So hold on. When you say that, are you removing yourself from the group?
No, ultimately no. I'm just comparing myself to the niggas that want to talk about, oh, well, you don't ever have an original thought. Okay, bitch. But no, I am still a part of that group because just because I'm better than these, just because I'm better than these niggas that I know do bad does not mean that I'm a good man by far.
Yeah, I actually approve with you, bro. I agree with you.
Sound like a goofy though. He do sound like a goofy. He just said he in the group that he just said about.
Neo, you must want attention because we're not talking about the topic.
No, he just
no.
goofy.
No. Hold up. It's a very general. Nobody say anybody's name. You keep attacking people personally. Is there a reason why you say something defensive?
No, hey, bro, he did not say art. Hey, he did not say me.
Hold up. Just let people know you want attention. You can inbox them, sir. We talking about the actual topic.
He just contradicted himself.
Okay.
I'm not
point out the contradiction. Hold up. Point out the contradiction in an argument. Don't try to get his attention.
I don't care about his attention.
Okay, then don't talk about him. What is the contradiction in his argument?
Right, I'm talking about the argument. His whole argument was it's a bunch of BANs on Twitter, and he's been on Twitter all day, so he's part of the BANs he's talking about. That's the contradiction.
Did I say that?
Hold up, pause, Sharon. You didn't hear me.
That's the contradiction right there.
Hold up, sir. Okay, you can. Again, I just asked him, was he part of that group though? So
and he agreed. So that's the contradiction.
What's the point of pointing it out again? Like, did that make you feel better about yourself?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, bro, you talking about yourself. If anything, like you the BAN you talking about. You supposed to be a grown man.
Okay, again, we've already pointed that out.
I feel like doesn't that separate? You guys love to try.
Hold up. Y'all gotta wait till people finish first. Go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
No, we can move on. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. D-Ray.
I'm done. Yeah,
I was just gonna say.
If you had to make me a part of the population to accept it,
men love to have those. Let's separate the mice from the men, right? What is it that separates the mice from the men? They love to have those grand streams of consciousness, and I think it's very telling when they can't find an answer. They just refuse to acknowledge that the truth is it's nothing. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And instead of owning that beast like a real man, you reject it and deny it. And then you're like, oh, look at him. He just said that he just lumped himself and grouped himself into
Hold
this.
up, D-Ray. I want to give you some pushback because you said like a real man, but I think that this is typical man behavior. So this is what men do.
No,
really not.
5,000%.
But I'm just saying, if this is the behavior we seeing in men, why do we must say that like, oh, a real man wouldn't do that?
5,000%. I don't think that there is a qualifier that, you know, can make a man wise or can make a man good or can make a man a benevolent leader. I think that's an oxymoron, a man being a benevolent leader. That's crazy. But I think that when they possess that level of introspection, it helps and it aids in their own journey. Might not do very much for the community, but it at least you don't have to then teach them that elementary. It's
I
ABC
think you
1, 2, 3.
misunderstood her question because you made the real man statement, and in essence, you're doing the same thing as the prompt. Because when you make the qualifier for a real man, you're creating a boogeyman, which is the bad man or the unreal man, or like the antithesis of a real man. Whenever we having this conversation, is normally a boy, which would be not correct because a boy is not is a child,
Correct.
literally. So there's no, what she's pointing out is there's no real man. This is male behavior.
We agree. We agree. If I did make that distinguishment, I apologize. That wasn't my intention
No,
to
don't
do.
apologize. You don't have to apologize. Just recognize the flaw in your thinking.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I don't think that that's what I was intending to do. That wasn't my intention.
But that's what I'm saying. So the thing is, you're not the first one to say it. People say it all the time, but that's the misconception, and that's how you feed into it, is the whole point, right? So if you're saying like a real man would do all these things, and now you're putting all these positive attributes on what the hypothetical real man is, and you're not basically talking about like what men are actually doing, then you are doing the same thing that the men is doing. What's up, Boondocks?
What's up?
What's going on?
I'm just listening right now.
Hold on, you came up on the panel. What do you want to say about the prompt?
I actually don't disagree. I think it's funny.
Okay, so you agree. Tell us why.
Niggas do be using like I don't know how to explain it, but I know where you're coming from, because like there's niggas worse than Blueface and people like Blueface, and then people be like, they'll point at him and be like, oh, look how bad he is, I'm nothing like him. But you still, like, they still do the same shit, just not on that level. You know what I'm saying?
How do you think that show up in your own life?
How does that show up in my life? It don't. Or what you mean, like my friend,
For yourself,
that's it.
sir. For yourself.
Like I have friends that act that way.
No. So you're doing it right now. I'm not talking about your friends. I'm talking about yourself.
What you mean? Like I don't understand your
Hold on,
question.
it's fine. You having a hard time. I'm just making the point, right? Because like I think it's interesting, because if this is what men do into society, right? As a man, y'all have to accept that you do this to yourself, and it stunts your own development and growth. Like you're so worried about these horrible behaviors, and I'm not like that person. So the bar, like when they say the bar is in hell, it's literally in the pits of hell somewhere in the fucking universe. You know what I'm saying? And instead of you recognizing that, like, that shouldn't be how you measure yourself as a person, it makes you not strive to be a better person for yourself, not for other people, but for yourself. But you stuck. So go ahead, Clark.
So it really
Hold
really
on, sir.
seems
Hold on, sir. You couldn't answer my question. We're gonna go to Clark.
what you really doing, you trying to hold all.
No, you can hold on till we get to open panel. Clark, you on mute. You got unmute.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm not reading the question wrong. It says men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior.
Yeah, what part is it confusing? That's what it said.
I mean, no, like the way it's typed, like it's kind of confusing. So is this the question? Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior.
Again, you read it correctly, sir.
Okay, so meaning that, like, are you saying that dudes that do fuck shit, they use somebody else's shit to basically excuse them for doing
However
the
you
fuck
got to
shit that
word
they
it to
doing?
understand. That work. What do you want to say about it now?
Or I feel like this. It all boils down to the man's character. I don't agree with doing fuck shit. I've been married 8 years.
Hold up. We don't need to talk about your personal life. I don't know why you're defensive. We're talking about in general,
No.
sir.
Not being defensive. What I'm
Hold up, sir. Why are you talking about your personal life? We're not talking about you. We don't know
it
you.
was getting to it. I was trying to make a point. That's why.
No. You
About
don't need to make a. Hold up. The thing y'all need to understand, y'all don't have to make points with your personal lives. Because then,
Yeah, she
I'm gonna
don't want to.
respond.
She don't
Hold
want
up.
you to make a point. She
Hold up,
just
real
gonna cut
quick.
you
I'm
off.
gonna say something again. If y'all interrupt me, I'm just gonna drop y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. And don't ask to come back. You gone for the day. Take off. Scram. The thing, sir. Once you insert yourself in it, and then we disagree, now you're gonna be in your feelings. I don't mind a crash out. That's fine. But you setting yourself up for failure. We talking about in general. We're not talking about you and your raggedy marriage. Sir, do you have something to say to the actual prompt? No? All right, we can open the panel, y'all. He's speechless. Anybody want to say
no. I was
something?
waiting for you to
No, sir.
finish. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
want to
was
be rude.
gonna.
I didn't want to
Go
be
ahead,
rude. I
East.
was waiting for you to just
Well,
finish.
don't be rude because East talking now. Go ahead, East.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think that's why. I think that this kind of prompt is why men come up here and ask, like they come up here seeking to find a man within our lives. Like the first thing they usually come up here and say is, "Well, I just got one question. Are any of the women in here married?" Like they have to find a man in our lives so we can then invalidate the argument that all men are have piss poor bad behavior, that all men are indoctrinated. If they are in any part of the world, they're going to be indoctrinated into patriarchy, which means that they are going to be, no matter how oppressed they are themselves, they're going to seek ways to oppress women and children. That's just the way it is. That's why they come up here and they're constantly like, the first thing they'll ask us is, well, are you married? Do you have any brothers? Do you have any sons? Do you have a husband? Do you got a cousin? Do you got a third cousin that was twice removed? That's a man. Like they will try to find a man in our lives so they can then turn around and say, well, is that man bad? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think that.
I have a
What?
question.
Oh,
So
y'all
y'all know,
Hold
hold
up.
on.
Let him finish her point. What's up,
I,
Drika?
but
y'all know
at the
men,
end of the
y'all
day,
know men made this
at
app,
the end
right?
of the day, at the
Men
end of
made
the
this app.
day, men are they are measuring their own poor behavior, their own behavior against the most horrendous types of men in the world, like the PDF files and the rapists and the schmurderers. And that's what their measuring is. That's what their ruler is for if they're a good man, which means that they can still, like you said, the deepest darkest pits of hell, they could still be in there and be like, but I'm a good guy. I'm one of the good ones. Like, because I'm not doing what he's doing. It's just finger pointing and just and scapegoating and trying to find a way to soothe their own cognitive what did you say, Lynn? Cognitive distortion?
Yes,
Yeah.
cognitive
Their
distortion.
favorite one is catastrophizing. What I
Yeah.
noticed, they love catastrophizing.
All right, go
Excuse
ahead.
me.
Clark wanted to hold up.
Okay,
Clark wanted to
Tara.
say something. Go ahead,
Tara, can
Clark.
I ask a question?
As long as it's related to the topic, then
Yeah,
sure.
it is. It is. It is. So, based off the question, my thing is this: there's a good dude, like a solid dude. Does this apply to him? Because not all dudes think and act the
Thank
same.
you,
It
Drika.
applies to him. It
Even a good
applies to
dude,
you. No,
a
it
good
Hold up, real
applies
dude.
to
quick.
you. It applies to
Hold
your
up, let me
daddy.
respond. Hold up, Eve, because he asked me specifically, right? That's why I say, like, the problem is y'all want to put labels on people, and we're
No,
not
not
talking about.
labels.
Hold up,
I'm saying
pause. Hold up.
a
Now, if
dude
you
that's been
interrupt me, then I'm gonna
faithful,
drop you.
solid,
Hold
all of
up.
that.
No. Do you
Those are
hear me
your
talking?
qualifiers for a good man.
Hold up. Again, if y'all interrupt me, I'm just gonna drop you. I'm not getting
All
on
you
one interrupt.
sexist
Okay, you
bitches, y'all
weird.
get no
Whatever.
dick,
I'm
y'all
out of
not
here.
on the fuck
You
Yo, I'm
can
y'all.
out of here. Whatever.
go.
She want to talk about interrupt me.
You
You out of
can
here. You.
go. Anyways, like I said, y'all focusing too much on people and not behaviors. That's the problem. So then you're like a good dude. A good dude is what? Nobody does. You cannot go through life and just do good things to all people at all times. That's not how it works. I don't know why y'all so committed to that. Go ahead, Jesus.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Go ahead and answer the prompt, sir.
Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I say no because I feel like, or maybe as a man speaking for most men, we are not really worried about what the next man is doing. So, yeah.
Anybody want to respond to that weak point he just made?
Yeah. Regardless of whether or not we care what other men are doing, we still compare ourselves to those other men because it makes us look better.
I
In
would
what
say that all y'all
situations?
care.
In what
I think
situations?
that,
Wait, hold on. He just
well, I
we
wanted
gotta
to
keep it
respond
one at
to.
we gotta keep it 1-to-1 though. You
No,
know,
you
can't gang
ain't got
up
to do
on me.
anything. You don't run shit. You ain't the real
You can't
Jesus.
Better
you
You ain't
can't
the
practice
gang
real
up
that
on me
shit.
though.
Jesus.
Shane,
Hold up,
hey,
pause,
Shane,
pause,
Shane.
hold up. Go ahead, finish East, and then sir, you can respond to both of them.
You know what? I'm be honest with you. I forgot because I was mad that this fake black Jesus was trying to tell me what to do. Go ahead, Shin.
Um, yeah. The thing that you thinking like men have to actually be concerned with what other men are doing in terms of like caring about specific men. But if we know that there are a group of men that do really messed up things in society, especially when it comes to women, we don't have to know those men personally to be able to compare ourselves and say, okay, well, I don't do those type of fucked up things, which is the whole point. The worse that men are, the easier it is for men to get by. It lowers the standards for what men have to do in order to actually get by and be accepted by women or be accepted in society. So ultimately,
Okay.
yes, we do care. We use
So
that to our advantage.
this situation is only pertaining to women and like men and women. It's not pertaining to all the other aspects men have to go through in life, right?
I'm pretty sure I said society.
Well, that's okay. So that's what I'm saying. In society, if you're gonna talk about what men have to go through in society as a general, woman is only one part of that. There's
Right.
other things they have to do which don't concern anything to do with other
Hold
men.
up, real quick, cause y'all obsessed with when to talk about women and loot
If
women.
I'm trying to get
Hold
hold
up,
on, if I'm trying to
but
get a
is it
job,
false? Hold up, is it false for men though? It's a claim false for men.
the claim that's right here on the screen,
Yeah, is it false for men?
yeah, it's no.
Okay,
I'm saying no.
okay, why?
So okay, can I get you like an example or something?
We love examples. Let me
Long as
find
it's
something
not
I
a
don't like.
personal example. We don't care about
Nah,
you.
could it be like a hypothetical situation though?
Yeah, that's what example is, son. Go ahead.
Okay. So if I'm going to apply for a job and I work blue collar, so let's just say blue collar work, you know, I'm not really like concerned
Do you need
if
time to
his
think about the
position or
example?
anything, you feel me? Like I'm not concerned about anything he has going on when I'm applying for this job. Now, if I'm talking to women, I can understand where the point is coming from because yes, that's what men do when they're talking to women. They will put down men that are doing worse than them to make themselves look better. But that's only for women. It's not like they're doing
No,
that
hold up,
for
real quick.
every aspect of life.
Hold up. That's a horrible example. I'm gonna tell you why. During the interview, right? The goal is to prove to the person who's doing your interview why you are better for the position than another person is. You literally have to do that. You have
But
to put
she's not,
yourself. Hold up,
the
hold up. You have to
interviewer is not asking.
hold up. Even if the person doing the interview is a man, sir, that's literally what you're doing in the interview. You're trying to prove that you're the best candidate for the job.
But the
I remember what I
interviewer,
was gonna
the
say now.
interviewer,
Hold
the
on.
interviewer, can I rebuttal her real
Hold on, let
quick?
him finish real quick. And then
Okay.
go.
The interviewer isn't saying, hey, what would you be able to do better than this person right here, specifically on this application? They ask you simple things like, what do you feel like you could do for the job? Or what makes you better than any person in general? Why should I pick you over anybody for the job? It's not specifically
It doesn't have to
man,
be a
woman,
specific person. In general, still applies.
but the goal isn't I'm over here
You just hold
bashing
on.
him.
You
I'm
just
not over here saying, hey, this
hold
person
up,
does this.
hold up,
He's a criminal.
Jesus,
Why would you pick this
Jesus.
criminal over me? I'm not doing
You
that in
just
an interview.
hold up, sir. You just destroyed your own argument when you say in general. It doesn't have to be a specific person. Go ahead, East.
Yeah, this nigga over here talking in squares and circles, all slow and shit. I wanted to say that I do think that all men do care about is of other men's behavior. Like they police women, but they heavily police women, but they heavily police other men to make sure that they're following like their cult rules. So when he says, "Well, men don't care about what other men are doing," y'all actually do, and that's why y'all have that's why y'all have insults like simps and panders. Y'all really don't find like the word a chomo a insult. Y'all don't find like a P3DO a insult, but when
A
they're
Tom
trying
Vick.
to Right, convict, felon. They don't find those things insulting, but if you call a man a simp or you call a man a panderer, that's going to be like one of the most insulting things that you can call a man. And it's because y'all heavily police other men's behaviors. Yet when men don't do things like when they don't exhibit toxic masculinity, when they speak a certain type of way that you may deem like feminine, when they come off a little bit too articulate, like y'all police men heavily. So y'all do care what men do. Y'all really do.
Okay, so you said we don't take offense to comos, or you were saying a whole bunch of
G.
slurs.
No, you had a
Convicts.
bad argument. We're gonna go to the next person. Go ahead, Earl.
Me personally, I would feel offended if somebody called me a convict because I'm not.
We don't
So
care.
yeah.
Hold up. Think of a new example. Your last one was bad. Earl, you want to mute, you got unmute.
I just want to say a few things, and I
About
promise
the
I won't be.
topic? Do you want to say a few things about the topic?
Yeah, about the
All right, go
topic,
ahead. Go ahead.
and I promise I'll keep it real short.
You're going to keep it short regardless. You don't have to make that promise. Just tell us what you think about the prompt.
I understand why women are angry. I get it.
That's not what the prompt is about, sir.
I know, and I just
No. Hold on, sir. That's not what the prompt is about.
I'm trying to get there though. I really am.
No.
I promise.
I'm going to help you. You said you need to keep it short. Let's keep it short and just talk about the prompt.
Okay, I got you.
Let me hold on. Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. Agree or disagree?
No, okay. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Okay, why?
Okay, because if a man is behaving like Ike Turner, what am I supposed to do with that? And how am I supposed to correct that behavior when I am my own man and I need to worry about my own behavior, right?
Are you doing it right now?
Okay, but how though? Will you explain it to me on how I'm excusing Ike Turner's bad behavior?
That's not what the prompt says. It said like, what are we talking about? What does it say? Anything about excusing?
It's like you guys want us to hold every man accountable who does something to a woman that's
Where
just
does it
despicable.
say that at?
And I don't see how
Nobody is saying that, sir. That's the conclusion you drew based on your own, inability to conceptualize the prompt. And I believe if that's the case, then maybe you should drop down to the comments until you grasp the full understanding of the prompt and the
Miss, you keep interrupting me. I'm trying to get my thought out. That's all I'm trying to do.
No, your thought
I'm talking about the prompt though. I'm talking about.
This is not a space for you to get your shit off. This isn't a space for you to say what you feel or how you feel about the perceived gender war or men and women and what they do. I don't know where you got that from or where where the misunderstanding took place, but I'm clarifying right now. I'm telling you, you're not on topic, you're not on point, and we do not want to hear anything that you're talking about because it is not in relation to the prompt. And when you deviate, we're going to stop you every single time.
Oh.
So can I say that Lady East, what she was talking about had nothing.
Hold up. Go ahead. You don't know me.
All right, thank you.
I was still trying to
No. You can tell on mute. Hold up, real quick, y'all. Make sure y'all send y'all daily heart means. Tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 35K. And if you agree with what people are saying, go ahead and support them by gifting. Go ahead. You don't know me.
Okay, thank you. Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I mean, it's true. They try to find a scapegoat. I agree. I guess at the same time though, what would you consider their own bad behavior? You know what I'm saying?
That's for you to think about, sir. We can go ahead and open the panel up, y'all.
Okay.
So do men normally throughout their day to day just not go through life introspecting, being introspective, thinking and pondering on your internal, your character, the ways and movements of your soul? Do y'all just don't do that? Y'all don't have conscience? A
Hell no,
conscience?
they don't.
So you didn't hear when I said that most men go through life thinking for themselves and how to get themselves together? Did you
So
not hear me say that?
the guy just asked like what would constitute as bad as our own bad behavior. So
No, that's not
that's
what you
why I
I
said.
posed
You
the
mean,
just
question.
you just
No,
said
that's why I
do
posed the
men
question.
no
And
no no no.
yeah, I
You
know what
just
I
said
asked.
do
I asked
men
about
think
introspective
introspect throughout the
insight.
day? Do they
Yeah.
think about
Do men
themselves?
just not? Why
no,
would
no,
he
no.
need to
Can I,
ask
can
that
I,
question?
I
And
can
I
answer. I
said
can answer you.
that's what
No,
I
no,
Why would
hold
he
up.
need
said.
to
That's the
ask
whole
that
point I
question if
brought
he
up.
did?
Hold up.
That's the
Because,
Why
whole
would he
because,
point
need
I
to
brought
Wait,
ask
hold
up.
that
up. There's too
question if
many
he
people. Hold
did?
up. There's too many people talking at one time. Let her finish her point, and then you can
But
respond.
why would he need to ask that question? It's so many men that this prompt is whooping on here.
I
What
have,
is if that's
okay.
something that you guys lived and did, you guys had a conscience and this was your normal, right? Because I think that's the point that you guys are not getting. Why is it so hard for you guys to even speak to the prompt? Simply.
So should
Okay.
I cut? So I cannot come with my personal topic. Should I come with? Should I come with a whole different mind behavior? That's what you're telling me. So you, I
What?
mean, I get it. Like I shouldn't, we shouldn't involve like
Thank you,
our
Ruckus.
personal behavior and stuff. But like, what? That's what we learn, right? Like, what else do you expect us to do? Like,
Why you don't speak
You didn't
English?
understand her. You didn't
I
understand her
get it. I get it. I
question.
get it. I get it. I get what she's saying. And maybe it's
Okay, so
because,
you can respond because you're the one who said it anyway. So go ahead.
all right, thank you. Thank you. No, I mean, it's probably because I centered myself. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm going to do it anyways. I hope y'all don't mind. But, I'm not over here schmurdering people. I'm not a cheater. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think
Told
I have
you.
too many bad behaviors. So,
Like you know what? I don't know you personally. You don't know me. Damn, that's funny that's your name. I don't know you, but like I'm a disagree. I'm a really disagree because I don't think that too many men have right. So hold on, let me pose it like this: there are different people who live in this society with different backgrounds, right? And who are raised and socialized differently. Meaning there's women, there's children, there's queer people, right? And oftentimes men participate in a masculine culture that affects different groups of people, the ones that I just named. And they never stop and question, dang, am I doing something to harm or hurt these people? That don't include those overt things like beating, cheating, stealing, whatever. But small things like, do I invalidate a woman when she says that I've done something to harm her? Do I stop and listen to women for their point of view rather than just try to respond? Do I often do I agree with other men without even listening to the whole point because I don't really respect women? Do I call women females because women have a problem with being called females and they made it clear, but instead of listening to them and saying, you know what, I can do without calling them females, you rationalize your behavior towards that person. Am I homophobic? What does that look like? Like, do I say no homo? Do I say pause? Do I say, does that affect gay people? Have I listened to GAY people? Like, so I don't believe that to be true. Just because something isn't harmful, like intensely harmful, doesn't mean that it's not bad behavior or harmful behavior in a minute or what you would perceive minute way.
okay, I hear you. I hear you. I don't do any of those either. I'm just saying. So, I don't hate rainbow people.
we don't care about your
Okay,
personal
honey, hold
opinion,
up.
bro. We don't
Yo, I
care. We
don't
don't care.
care, bro. I'm not talking
Hold
to
up.
you, bro.
Real quick.
No, I'm just
Because
saying.
when y'all go
I'm just
to,
having the same energy
hold
everybody
up.
has in this motherfucking
When
room,
he go
bro.
to defensive like that, then you're a liar then. Because, like, why the fuck is you talking about yourself when we talking about a general conversation? Just like, you don't have to always say something. If you can't think of something in general, stay on mute and put your thinking cap on. And when you got something to say, add to the conversation. But we
And
gonna
I
move
said
on
it.
now.
And I real quick, I said it earlier in my own live after watching that video that I had posted. Like, this is the thing, men don't want to accept or believe or come to terms with the fact that just because you're not participating in bad behavior, if you don't fight against if you don't stand up against, if you don't speak against, if you don't learn the things that are harmful to other groups of people who are more marginalized than you, i.e. women or children, you are participating in the bad behavior, and I don't give a fuck what y'all think. If you're not
I
actively
disagree with. I
learning,
disagree with that.
okay, but
We
I
don't care
disagree
about your
with
personal
that
opinion,
because
man.
okay,
why
well,
do
go
I have
ahead.
to?
You
Why
can
do
tell
I?
me why you
Because
disagree. Hold on.
why do you expect? I mean, we're human, right? So I don't expect why you, when you say that, you expect me to turn into like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like not even with the people you said, like women and children. I understand, right? But I'm not gonna fight for like every single like I'm not Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one man. So why would I be like that kind of person? You know what I'm saying? And it's not it doesn't even have to do with like women and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, why are you expecting that? You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Shan, if
saying.
you want to respond.
Well,
So
first of
yeah,
all,
so
Hold
hold
on.
on real quick. First of all, Jesus is a supremacist, so that's again barometer all fucked up, right? But if that's you talking about the bystander effect, and it's interesting because of like if you were being harmed and somebody was causing you harm, physical harm, and other people watched. They fucking watched it happen, especially if it was like a loved one that you cared about and they just watched and did nothing. You would think that that's bad behavior. But because you up here trying to justify your own behavior, now you're saying it's not bad
No, no,
behavior.
no. I would expect the
Hold
same.
up. Hold up. Sharon was next, sir. I'm just responding to what you're saying. Go ahead, Sharon.
right. So I want to reference two examples, right? The first one involves thank you,
No
sir. But
fucking
the
way,
first one
bro. You dead
involves
ass?
Hold up. Let him
the
finish
first
so you can respond.
the first one involves Corey Holcomb, right? He's been being exposed yet again for saying some very fucked up things, specifically about children, right? Now, the correlation I want to make here is the fact that we've only know for a fact that he's only said these things about children, right? So they're not going to be considered as bad as the men that we've had documented, right? So he'll be compared to those men and say, oh, well, he might have said these messed up things, but he ain't as bad as the ones that we know that's locked up for this, right? And the fact of the matter is everything he said is still just as fucking predatory as the men that get locked up for the shit. The second example that I want to use is the Brick Lady situation from a couple of years ago. Regardless of whatever the outcome of that situation was, what it actually exposed by concerning a lot of men in those comments, especially on Twitter, is that a lot of men are very complicit and condone the violence against women for simple things like women allegedly being feminist, or women allegedly being lesbian and stuff like that. At the end of the day, those type of men, while they may not overtly get up and even act like they want to enact physical violence toward a woman, a lot of men are complicit because they think women deserve those acts of violence. So they may not come out and do it, right? But they'll voice their support of those actions, or they'll be silently complicit and won't ever say anything out loud about it. But ultimately, they still agree with these things happening, which is why I don't speak out about it.
Can I
So it's a
respond to that?
Can
spectrum.
I?
Can I
Oh,
respond to
sorry.
that?
Was you done, Shan?
Hold
Because
on,
Yeah,
you
let me
don't. You
let
gotta
Wait,
me
let.
so
explain this
because a
part.
man doesn't speak out
Hold
about something,
on,
he's
Jesus.
condoning it?
Hold on, Jesus. Relájate, Jesus. Go ahead, East, and then Jesus.
yeah, I was gonna say. So what you explaining, Shin, is like one of the characterizations of masculinity. So we all know the hegemonic masculinity, toxic masculinity, positive masculinity. What you're explaining is complicit masculinity. It's where men don't fully embody like the toxic masculinity. They don't embody the hegemonic masculinity, but they don't push against it. So they're still passively supporting it. So it's like women who go to jail for child abuse most likely are going to jail because they have a partner that abused their children, and they did not do anything about it. And even though the woman did not participate in abusing of their children, they stood by, which means that they're equally liable. So if a woman can go to jail for another person harming her children and her not doing anything about it, men should also be accountable for, even though that they're not participating in toxic masculinity and abusive male culture, they should still be held accountable because they have the ability to stop it, but they choose not to. So yeah.
Can I ask? Can I ask
Hold on. She said I'm next.
to
She said I'm
respond to
next.
that? All right, can I go after
But
him?
Yeah, go after him.
We got a new person
first of
on the
all,
panel.
What you just said was a direct statement. That was direct. You got to bring me some facts for that.
You're not smart
Um,
enough to respond to me. You can
Hold
go.
up,
You
hold
don't
up.
know
He
me.
not.
He's
That's what I'm
he's
saying. He
really
not even
dumb.
responding.
whoa.
You or me?
I'm talking to the lady that just said that.
Hold up. No. Go ahead. You don't know me.
Okay, so to what she said,
Hold on. Whoa. You can't just skip over me.
she
What
No,
the
just
you're
heck?
cut you
not.
off,
You're just
bro.
dumb, bro. Like
No, you don't.
yeah,
Go
you're
ahead. You don't know
dumb.
me.
All right. So to what she said, I mean, you don't think there are like forces that don't want people to speak up? You know, like if I were to give you like a parallel, right? Like I don't want to talk about anything going on right now, but like, you know, say there's like a country that's like oppressing a lot of people. I'm not gonna be the scapegoat and say, even though I know it's wrong, okay, this is the example I'm gonna use.
Are
But
you white? You
no,
don't know me?
Sometimes he is. Sometimes he's
Huh.
not. I be
Are
forgetting.
you are you
what'd she
white?
say?
I'm asking,
No,
are
I'm
you
black.
white?
No, I'm
Oh,
black
okay.
African.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. But
Remember, Lynn, we had to make him post a picture because we didn't
Oh,
believe
that
that he was black.
was him. Oh, hey. Okay, okay.
there you go. But no, I mean I forgot what I was saying.
You was
It's
about to
good. Go to
bring
the
up
next
You
person.
the
were
country
saying
that's
that if it's a
oppressing
country
people.
oppressing, yeah.
Yeah, so if a country is oppressing people, I'm not gonna be the only one standing out there saying, "Hey, these people are doing wrong," even though I know they're doing wrong. I'm not gonna get my ass, you know what I'm saying, shot up and, you know what I'm saying, called out and thrown under the bus.
So
You know,
if we
that's
talk,
Gotta say pew pew.
uh-oh.
so get your background together. You can come back up. Yeah, but what you talking about again is a bystander effect on an international level. That's all. Like that, a lot of times people think of a bystander effect just by like on a small scale, right? Like somebody had an accident and just to grill the people around them. A bystander effect can be international. It can be national. It could be a large thing. Like yeah, if you notice something wrong, the interesting thing when you say, "Well, I wouldn't say something because I could be harmed," there are people who still stand up though. There are
Props
people
to
who
Like
them.
stand up.
Props to
people,
them, but
like,
oh my bad.
like my question to you, like, do you think we're being physically harmed for pointing out the bad behaviors of men right now on the panel?
Like y'all?
Yeah, us right now.
I mean, I hope not, but I mean, props to y'all. Like I'll give
Do you
y'all
think?
props, but
I mean, do you think, like, look at our ancestors, like, well, not your ancestors, but like our ancestors, the black people in America, they were physically harmed for standing up against our rights. Like it was necessary. Your family's able to immigrate here because of them. Are you not grateful for that?
yeah, of course I am.
So what
But
makes
I
you
mean,
think that
someone.
you can just be complacent and bad behaviors when everyone's ancestors, including yours probably in your own country, have stood and fought for something? Like
But
you
my
think it's
point,
time to coast now and just relax?
no, but my point is, why are you putting the burden on me? If it's
I'm
not personal,
Wait.
I'm putting the
I
burden
Hold
on
up.
you. Let me oh.
Well, you can think of it like this. You don't know me. Do you know that every system of oppression we have today, no one was alive when they were created? Literally, like the system that was set in place started generations ago. Like nobody alive today set these systems up. But because we have a certain type of mentality, we uphold them. They can tend to just continue for each generation. So, like, if that's the case, who can we ever hold accountable, and who should ever do anything about it? We all just getting along, based on where we fall on the
okay.
hierarchy.
I hear you. Not the poor. Well, no, I'm not gonna say the poor man, but yeah,
No.
you should hold the rich people accountable because they're the ones doing all this shit. They're
So
making.
okay, so should women not hold men accountable for the things that men have done wrong or are doing wrong to women?
Oh yeah, the guys who are doing some like crazy shit. Yeah, of course.
No, but we want to hold on. You too, because if you're not with us, then you're against us. And you're saying that you don't want to be with us.
No,
So
I'm
you're
not
just as
saying
bad
that.
as them.
No.
So hold up, you don't know me. Give us an example of the type of behavior you're referring to, first of all.
For what?
You're saying something you don't feel like we can stand up and doing about. What type of oppression are you talking about? Be specific.
I mean, with this, I don't know, but I don't really know. But I'm talking about like, in
Okay,
terms of
let's talk
politics,
about
everything.
domestic abuse then, right? You know what that is, right?
Yeah, of course.
You'll say that you can't do anything about it, correct?
I mean, I can call the police. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for like the law and stuff, I would fight the guy back, whoever is ABing and stuff like that. I would fight back. But
It's happening behind somebody closed doors, and you can't even see when it happened, but you know it's happening.
yeah, I would call the police or something. That's
So hold on, you don't know me. Let me ask you this. Do you think that there are other things that you could do to assist against domestic abuse besides physical, like other than physical things?
I mean, like I told you, yeah, just calling the police, right?
No, other than that. Like what else can you do to help against domestic abuse other than something like physical, like you're doing something? What other actions can you take? You can't think of any?
Call him out on his shit. Like, say, hey, that guy's doing wrong.
Or like, how about like believe women? How about listen to women when they talk about it? How about learn more about domestic abuse and how it started and what the signs and what it looks like and what abusers sound like and like, do those things not make sense?
No, I mean, so one thing, I feel like those kind of things, maybe it's because of my perspective, but I feel like some of those things for me would be like a given, like I would kind of expect you to do that. So I don't really.
That's not how it works. And the reason why I was asked you earlier, how would you feel about another person? Like, I guess the police or whatever. But what you're saying is you wouldn't do a deep dive into anything. But if you think of a woman in your life that you actually care about, and if the situation changed where she's been abused, then you call the police. But again, it's happening behind closed doors, and they both denying that it's happening. Then you might care about it a lot more. That's the thing. The reason why you so like it doesn't matter to you because you're so disconnected from it. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this about domestic abuse, since we're on topic. What do you think about women who go back to an AB'er after they've been AB'd?
I mean, I understand the mentality behind it, but I know that's not like healthy. You know what I'm saying?
What do you understand about the mentality?
Huh?
What you say you understand the mentality? What's the mentality?
I mean, if I'm not wrong, they're just attracted to like bad behavior, I guess, right? Or no? Like, I mean, I don't. Okay, never mind. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but
you
And
understand.
oftentimes, like men, hold on.
It's your turn.
And oftentimes, men have this mentality like, why don't you just leave? And I don't think that y'all stop and think about
it's not easy.
Hold on.
My bad.
Not only that, but like you're thinking about it from a man's point of view. Like you're a man having thoughts on something that a woman's doing, and you're not thinking about women, like, because women are smaller than you, women have less, like they're socialized different than you, and that shows like the lack of empathy that most men have towards women. Because if y'all had empathy, y'all wouldn't be thinking of the point of like these things that happen to women often from the man's point of view. You would be like, let me think about it if I was a woman. The reason why men can say these things is because there's no size differential. Like, you know that you'll be able to fight off a man, or you know that you don't have to depend on another man. And those are the things that we're calling out. You see?
Because a lot of women, when they leave, the one thing y'all kind of like dismiss is that's dangerous. It's dangerous when women leave. Sometimes they come back for safety reasons. That's the thing. They're like when women who get restraining orders, because the whole goal of being violent against that woman is to control her in the first place, and if she get the state by her side, then he will unalive her and sometimes himself just to prove a point, to be like, no, I'm in control of the situation. So it's not just a simple leave. And then you also understand that like leaving safety isn't always physical. Sometimes it's financial. Like she may have nowhere else to go. Like it's a lot that factor into it. So when you just like, well, you should leave, and then, well, I understand the mental and you don't, like, that's the problem right there. Again, if it was someone close to you and you wanted them to get out the situation, you would want a better understanding of the situation. But what's up, Drika?
Hey y'all. I mean y'all can I don't really have no comment on what y'all talking about, but I think it's going in a good direction. So I don't wanna
No,
change it.
you can change it.
I think somebody else wants to speak on it.
Oh,
Whoever the person is above me, because he hopped off the mic and was saying, he
Slash,
don't
you
even
wanted to talk
know.
about this topic?
He don't even know undo and he was agreeing with him. Go ahead, what was you saying?
What I was saying is the bad behavior that men see in other, the bad behavior that I see as a man in other men is the compromising and the conceding to the emotions of women. That's the problem because they'll do that to you. You'll get suckered in, believe that all men are like this, and then when they prove to you that they're just like everybody else, then suddenly it's like we're all to blame. But some of us are like that off the break.
What? You said
You
the
know
only
exactly
thing that
what did you
the
not
only bad
understand?
behavior, okay, let me reiterate. The only bad behavior that men do is that they get suckered in by they
That's not what I
basically
said.
hold on, they uh capitulate to women's emotions. And then you
Uh,
said because you
And capitulate, Eve.
let
Come
her
on
finish. Can y'all let
now.
her finish? Can you let her?
You
That's
I
put
another
too
like
female
much
how
trying to
dip
play
on
us.
his
That's
shit.
another
I did
female
put
trying to
I
play
did put
us.
a little bit too much dip on his chest, but that's my word, not his. You know it is.
Yeah, no,
So
I understand the word. You know, it's not
that
above my
men
education level.
capitulate to women's emotions, and then you turned around and said because you will get a bad man and say, "Oh my goodness, why is he a bad man?" That doesn't. What you just said was kind of stupid.
It's because your emotions make you stupid, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's why because you're emotional up here. That makes sense. That's why you're so stupid.
No, I'm saying that the women who let
Uh,
their emotions allow them to believe that the bad men are good, which are actually bad, right? The ones who come out and manipulate you into believing they're good when they're actually the bad men and they're actually doing the bad behavior, which is the capitulating in order to get inside of your, you know what I'm
Before
saying,
you use
your
the word
prize.
capitulate, spell it.
If I understand the
No,
definition of
no.
it, why would I need to spell
Before
it?
you use the word
So you're
capitulate,
just trying to
spell it
throw
right now.
insults
Spell
because you
it.
can't actually provide an
Hold on,
argument
hold
around it.
on. So,
What are you
summarize your
doing?
point, sir. Summarize your point. This is taking too
I was
long.
answering her question, and
I make
then
it.
the
Hold
other
on. You
Nah,
girl,
taking too
Tara, I want
long.
him to spell capitulate. You're not
You
gonna
don't
the other
know how
steal
to
my
girl,
spell that
she,
shit.
word.
you see what I'm saying? I was trying to answer somebody else, and then she tried to be smart
Hold
and
on.
throw some.
Go ahead, Shadow, because you ain't saying nothing, and then we going down the
Yo,
dark
what's
road.
good? How you doing today?
Hey, what you think about the prompt?
I feel it. Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I feel like if you wasting your time looking at somebody else, you ain't really making moves regardless. You can point to somebody else, but whenever it come down to it, you still gonna be there. So like, what are you doing? So I mean, people do use other people as like ways to distract from themselves, but ultimately, whenever those other people are removed, because you constantly point to their negative, and it's just
Hold
you.
on,
What
real
do you have
quick,
to
because
show
now you
for it?
hold up real quick, because you saying people, and the reason why I have men up there specifically because smexism is a systematic issue. I want you to talk about why men do it specifically.
Why men do it specifically?
Yeah,
Because they're not real men. Cowardice,
no, they
fear.
real men. They real men.
You're not
Why
being
do
a real
men?
man if you got to point to the next man. That's not how no G move.
Sir, all men be saying real men. They don't mean shit at this point. Tell us why men do that.
Okay, so solid men. I can go through a whole bunch of different
Sir, you can do
ways
all
to
the adjectives
distinguish
that you
between
want,
types of
sir.
men.
Sir, why do
Right.
men do
But
it?
at the end of the day, I don't do it. I
No,
feel like it's
you
a
hold
waste of
up.
time.
Pause. You're doing it right now. When you say real men, solid men, all the adjectives you want to put in front of men, like literally, you're doing it right now. You're doing it right now.
Alright, and the words of Tunchi, when the words of Tunchi, what Nikki tell him? Worry about yourself. So I chimed in on the prompt, but when it come down to a real man gonna
No,
worry about
you're
themselves, he's not
proving the
worried about
point
what the
right
next man
now.
got going on.
Hold up. No, Shadow, you proving the point right now because again, you're trying to other men. You're a man and you're trying to other by putting these extra words in front of man like a change or something. The reality is that this is behavior that we see in men. And you proved the point just now by trying to put a caveat there. Drinker, you want to say something now? She must have stepped away.
yeah.
You want to say something? What's up, It?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm alright. I'm chilling.
What you want to say about the prompt, sir?
I really don't even really understand the concept.
Now to go back on mute. Wait till you got something to say. It's interesting because like when we hear real man, right? We hear real man so often, y'all. It has no fucking meaning at this point. It literally is like, are we talking about Pinocchio and a real boy? It doesn't make sense. And that's another way, literally, that men use to distract. They're just trying to say the real man is the better man, and all the other mans who not aren't the better man. Like it's very interesting how y'all in real time will come and make the point that you're trying to argue against. Like
So let me
literally.
ask you this. I hear what you're saying, but like just because I overuse the word clear and sunny, does that mean that today might not be clear and sunny? If it's a rainy day, it's a rainy day. It don't matter how many times I say clear and sunny. So just because the words real men are overused, don't mean that real men don't exist.
You so lost in parables and shit that
I'm
you missed the
asking
whole
you
point. I'm sorry. And I'm
a question.
responding.
So what you're saying is
Sorry.
all men are the same, basically. There's no.
Oh, no, again, you struggling. You missed the whole point that I made about you proving the point. Now you talking about sunshines and rainbows. That's what I'm saying. Like you can literally stick to the points. You don't have to find the parallel. It's not working, sir. You already lost that point. I'm explaining to
All right, all
you
right,
how
all
you
right. So
contradict.
It shows me
let's
how unintelligent you are and how sexist you
You
are.
understand?
Because basically you're saying all men are the same.
I'm unintelligent, but yet you can't conceptualize what I just
You
said.
sound unintelligent because somebody can't make a point without you
Oh
cutting
no,
them off and
it's
then
to
saying that
you.
they're
That's the
wrong.
way it sounds because you can't conceptualize what I just said.
I understand what you said. You said
What
that
did I
real
say?
men are the words real men are overused, like that makes them unicorns and they don't exist.
That's not what I said.
That's not what she
That is
said.
what you said.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It sounds dumb to you because you can't conceptualize what's going on. That's weird. You walk into a room, people talking, you don't know what the fuck going on, and you like yelling, y'all stupid, but you the dummy. You the dummy. You don't
I never
understand.
called you stupid. I
No,
said
no,
that
no,
was
no,
unintelligent.
Tara, just as you use the sunny rainbows and shit, you understand what a synonym is. My
I
point
never
is,
said nothing about a
hold on,
rainbow. I
Tara,
said
hold on.
sunny.
Nobody give a fuck. You're not saying nothing. That's the point. You're not making a point. You don't
But
understand
you're
what the
trying to
fuck going on.
articulate and you ain't saying what I said.
All right, you can go. I'm not. Let me say something. I'm not going to go back and forth about, especially with no fucking dummy. If y'all ain't got nothing to say, then fucking keep it moving. Y'all always want to come up here and argue about people. You take it personal. You want to throw words out of there and insults, and you don't know what the fuck going on. You can't even follow the conversation. Now we in here talking about the fucking weather. That ain't the topic. You either stay on topic or not. I don't need you to be up here, nigga. I didn't ask you to come up here. Just keep it the fuck going if you fucking confused. Go get your book or something. Get one of those apps they have for babies where you put shapes in the fucking little squares or whatever the fuck they call. Y'all niggas just be stupid. As simple as that. It's a conversation. Keep up or keep it moving. Drinker, you want to say something?
I did step away. I couldn't get back fast enough, but that is hilarious. That nigga a weatherman up here. But I just think that it's always entertaining when they walk into the point and this need for them to I mean we say this
Women
all the
always
time.
complaining. Just 24/7.
He want attention. Go ahead.
Very much so. We say this all the time, but like it's a distraction. Like having women have this thought in their mind that there is this thing called a real man, or there's these good men, or like if you understand what the signs are and how to look for, you'll be able to find those type of men to have around you. Is a distraction and it's a way to keep women accessible, right? I know I was talking to my niece the other day, and we were talking about how like a part of the reason why these men want to use the bad men as a distraction is so that women can't actually be accountable. Because when women are actually accountable, and I'm not just talking about romantically, I'm talking about when we're accountable for our socializing or how we've been conditioned, and we're recognizing things and we're saying, hey, let me take ownership of my life and be responsible because now that I have this information, I know it. Thank y'all for that. I know what it is, and I need to figure out how to navigate in this society. When women are actually accountable in that way, the men lose access. So that's why they need to distract us and give us these unicorns that we can hope for, so that we are not being accountable and we're not taking responsibility of our lives in this society, not in the idealistic society, but in this society. And I think that's why they do it.
I'm
That's a
not
good
saying
point. Hold up, sir. That's a really good point because it's like when the true accountability of pick better, like we said before, is picking yourself and not picking a man at all. Because here's the thing: there's no billboard of the criteria for who this man is, and it's very abstract, and y'all contort it based on the way you want to neg that woman. But the answer to that question, when a man say, "Oh, you need to pick better, you chose wrong," the wrong choice you made was that you picked a man. There's not a real man you picked wrong. That's not a broke man, a rich man, or whatever. The fact is, you chose a man, and that's what men do. Not real men, not whatever other word they want to put in front of it. You chose a man, and that man caused you harm, and he's not going to hold himself accountable, nor that man accountable. So you have to be accountable. So, as the accountable women that we are, the answer is to choose yourself and don't pick none of the niggas. What you want to say, Splash?
to me, there are two types of men. There are men who compromise, and there are men who don't compromise. And
That's
women like the
stupid.
men
That's
who
stupid. You're
don't.
not following. You're stupid.
Could I,
You're
could I,
not following the conversation.
I'm on the subject.
I just explained the problem with these categories, and you're doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't conceptualize what's going on.
How can you?
What do you mean by compromise?
So
Compromise.
yeah, I got you. There, there's a man who will compromise, and there is a man who will not compromise. And what I mean by
Compromise what
compromise
though?
is, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's an issue where like there's people who have a purpose and they have their goals and they have their life and they have their aspirations, and there's people who don't have that. There's
So a man,
leeches.
hold up. Can a man with goals do bad things?
Yes.
Can a man with goals compromise?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. You understand how goals work?
Yes.
Yes. What?
I'm trying my best to answer the questions as you're
No,
asking me.
no. You set
Uh-huh.
yourself up because you're trying to
No,
have these. Hold up. No. You setting up these categories that don't make sense. People compromise. People compromise. There's no somebody they don't compromise because they have goals. They might strive to get that goal met, but when they're way to
uh-huh.
get that goal met, there's compromise. If they try to
Okay.
get a goal and they can't reach it, they compromise. When they for example, if somebody's saying, "Oh, I have a business and I want to make $1 million in profit this year," and they
Sure.
don't reach that goal, they still set a goal, but they're gonna compromise with the fact that they didn't do it, and maybe I need to make some changes. The goal that the way I was trying to get my goal met, I wasn't able to do it, so I need
Uh-huh.
to compromise. I might need to compromise on the way I approach the customer. I need to maybe
I
compromise on the
understand.
way I'm marketing. So it doesn't make sense. That's the problem, sir. And you want to argue something that doesn't make sense. And again, I just explained before you gave that example how it didn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, what it's like we up here running and you slow walking, sir. Keep up.
But
Feel
my
like
question is why? My question is, Flash, and I always think this is an important question for the men to answer. If women are assuming that there are no good men, or we don't know the difference in these two categories of men that you're talking about, we just assume that men are bad. How is that detrimental to the women?
because you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to not find necessarily a
Hmm.
good man, right?
So
Not
compromise.
necessarily to not necessarily you're robbing you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to find a man, not good or bad. And
So you
and
want women to
host, you said
compromise.
Told you.
that yes.
Damn.
Told you. Like in any, I'm like in any, the thing that always is connected. Even when we have
Was
this
there a follow-up
conversation,
question
Thank
for
you,
me?
Miss Lethal.
hold on, Splash.
I
Even
got
when
you.
we have this conversation in my space where I'm focused on the LGBTQIA community, even in that, the things that the men say who are supposed to be GAY and even the trans women, they're all saying the same thing. Him and all of them are saying the same thing. We can't lump men up because we lose out on giving men access to us because they can't honestly and wholeheartedly say that if women think that men are bad, that they're going to be harmed because we
Just,
don't harm men when we think they're bad. When we
just
think men are bad, we stay away from them. We're scared of them. We're fearful of them. We want to distance ourselves from them. And they know that that's not hurting them. The only thing that hurts men is when we cut access with our bodies and our labor and our presence. When we stop that access, that's what the men are upset about because they want that access.
but that
They
doesn't
need it. So they
affect
need us to be dazed and confused. Yes, it
that
is.
does
And so
that
do they
doesn't affect
allies, the LGBTQ community too. They
that
need
does
us to be dazed and confused.
that doesn't affect you cutting off men, you specifically, or you're saying we in generally, women cutting off men in general does not affect the men who aren't worried about the women who cut off men. Does
No,
that
she's
make
saying
sense?
that it doesn't affect women. It doesn't affect us.
Right,
It's not a negative to cut off men, but
right, right.
but it can definitely be a negative to keep engaging with men, and it's almost never a positive. Like it's not a negative. Like y'all
I'm
think
not
like
disputing that.
you're robbing when you said that we are robbing ourselves of the opportunity of a good man. That's like
I didn't say good.
this is how whatever. This is how I think of it. It's like you living in your perfect dream home, like the dream home that you love, and you having your dream career and your dream car and everything that you have always wanted. Everything that you have always wanted, you're satisfied with. And then someone comes to you and says, "Well, I can. Did you know that if you jump out there and into the lake or whatever, there's a billion dollars out there, and you could get a better car and a better home and a better whatever." And it's like, why would I want to risk that? Like, women are already happy doing them by themselves, doing the 4B thing, like living their life, going on trips or whatever. And men are saying, but well, did you know that it could be better? Did you know that if you jump out into that lake, you could have a better life? But also, too, don't forget that you could also drown. I forgot to mention that. And also, too, there's sharks and electric eels and maybe a couple of alligators in there. And
So are you
also,
afraid
there's
of
a
the
fucking
sharks
boa
and drowning?
constrictor that may come and swallow your ass whole.
Is it
But
fear?
don't forget, hold on, that there's $1 million treasure out there that could make your life better. It's just not worth the risk. Like,
Are you
why
making these
not be?
personal?
Hold
I have a
on,
question
show
for you.
it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with
Are
you?
you? I
Can I
got a question for
finish?
you.
Can I finish
Okay.
though? You can
Yeah,
ask
sure.
your
Yeah.
question when I'm done.
No, you can't. He gone. I told you I'm not tolerating that shit today. Finish your point. We gonna move on.
Right. So if a woman is perfectly happy with the amazing house and the amazing things that she already has, why risk jumping into that lake and trying to find that buried treasure with motherfucking sea urchins and shit? It doesn't make any sense. We're good.
What's up, Gaslight?
Hey Tara, how you doing?
Hey.
Bro, this nonsense. How am I not like, you know what? I ain't got time for it. I'll take care of that later. I'm sorry. I was a bit disturbed.
You
Bad
need a
man
moment?
use I got it. I'm cool. I appreciate it. Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. Um, think that's the minority. A lot of dudes don't
You just proved
know,
the point.
huh?
That was fast. You just proved the point.
My name Black Shepherd right now, so Black Shepherd
No,
proved the point.
that was fast. Damn, Gaslight. That was too quick.
No, I didn't finish.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
go ahead, but you already proved the point once you said that. That was
what
fast.
what point I
I
proved?
thought better. I thought better of you. But go ahead.
What point I proved?
You just said it's the minority.
Oh, I mean, yeah, a lot of dudes.
First of all, have you quantified it? No,
Yeah,
you haven't. No, you
yeah.
haven't. You haven't. You made an
Well, I have
assumption. You already proved the point. But go
a lot
ahead.
of a lot of most people aren't self-aware. We know this to be psychologically true. A lot of people aren't self-aware, and then being bad and good is going to be contingent on what you understand bad and good to be. If socially you're conditioned to believe something is acceptable, even if it's bad, you don't see it as bad. We know this is the case with men. We know this is the case with, misogynistic women. So it's quantified. We see it on average. We see it most of the time where people engage in behavior that they don't know is not conducive for them, that they don't know is bad because they're conditioned to believe it's supposed to be this way. So when they're engaging in such behavior, they're looking at it as, okay, it's supposed to be this way, so it mustn't be a bad thing. We know this to be true. It's easily quantifiable.
I'm gonna just
So
say this. I agree with the point you said about self awareness, because self awareness would have told you that you already fucked up once you open your mouth. But thank you, Gaslight. What's up, London?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Yep.
what you think of the prompt?
The prompt kind of doesn't make any sense because you're saying
Hold up,
menus.
real quick. Why you make sense of it? Go ahead, Nikki.
I was about to answer it, but okay.
I'm just confused about how you classify.
No, get your sick ass off the panel. I don't want to get sick. You understand, London? Go ahead.
Yes, if I can get to my point, I'm saying this doesn't make sense because they're saying men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. That would mean that man is bad also. So is this trying to say that good men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior? That doesn't even make sense. If you're a good person, then you're a good person.
Describe a good man. And we're not talking about person, men specifically. Describe a good man.
I mean, just somebody who's pretty much going to work, paying bills, living life, not really harming anybody. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Nobody is morally perfect here. What do you say?
Yeah, you're right. Nobody's perfect. So
Okay.
somebody go to work. Hold up. If you go to work and pay your bills, that mean you don't do bad things?
I mean, you're not out here harming anybody. You're living life like that's a normal person.
No, you can hurt people. Even
How? How?
No, we can focus on what type of work you do.
What do you mean what type of work? If this person's going to the office or going to, you know what I'm saying, the oil rig or whatever the case, like I don't understand how that's hurting anybody.
Is Lockheed Martin or something like that? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
The weapons manufacturer.
Yeah, I remember. Lockheed Martin was at this job fair recruiting young people who wanted to get into software engineering, right? they was ready to hire people. They was ready to hire people, right? But do you know what the fuck they do? You know they do, sir. They actually pay pretty well too. Do you know what they do, sir?
That's one company. You talking about the majority of people. I'm talking about regular people that don't engage.
That's a regular person. That's a regular person. That's a regular person going to work doing their job.
But you trying to use a job that's harming someone. I'm talking about a regular job that doesn't harm anybody. I'm building cars, I'm programming.
Hold up. You going to work. You just doing your job and you pay your bills. That's what you said. So the job itself can be bad.
You're trying to move the goalpost now to say that the job is bad. You know what I'm talking about. Let's not be facetious.
The goalpost was to move away from job. I'm sticking to the job. I said, one, the job can be harmful in itself.
Now you're moving the goalpost.
Hold up, sir. You just using words. Shut up. Not only is
You're
it the job can be, I know. Thank you for having the awareness to know that. Not only can the job be bad, but y'all act like people work at their job, right? You got to go home. You got to be on your way home. You on your way home and you hit somebody and you run because you tired because you've been at work all day and you got to pay these bills and you not do a bad thing. That's a dumb point.
That's a dumb point that you just made. Most people are not hitting people or harming people on the way home. They're getting home and they're eating dinner and going to sleep. What are you talking about?
Anybody else want to respond to a dumb point? I've already said
what all these people in jail? All these people locked up? No. So that's a dumb point.
There you go right there. There you go right there. The standard is that they're not in jail. Now we getting.
If I hit somebody in an accident, I'm probably going to go to jail, ma'am. Like I won't get away with that. You do know that, right?
The fact that
you probably
it's just
won't go to jail.
Either way, it's still going to be negligence. There's going to be some repercussions. Most people are just going home the regular route that they go home every single day. So most men are not harming anybody.
Most men are harming someone because most men are great.
Please tell me how.
I can tell you if you shut the fuck up. most men are harming someone because most men are brought up, all men are brought up in in patriarchal societies. All men are indoctrinated to be sexist and misogynistic and homophobic. So even if they're not actively going out there hunting motherfuckers down like the most dangerous game, they're still engaging in harmful behavior.
How? You're not telling me how.
I
You're
just
saying
said,
even if they're not doing X, Y, and Z, what are they actually doing?
am I speaking Chinese?
You are, because you're
Hold
not
up, hold up,
saying what
hold
they're
up.
actually doing.
Hold
You're
up,
making
hold up, hold up,
assumptions.
London. Hold up. You struggling to keep up. What's up, authentic?
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you, Faina. Thank you, y'all. Make sure y'all tapping the screen and send y'all daily heart me to support the live. If y'all agree
Yeah,
with
but
people singing on that panel, y'all can go ahead and gift them. Go ahead, authentic.
this guy right here, he's playing slow. These are the type of narcissists that keep asking what are they doing when they know they're portraying a toxic behavior, but they do it in a way where it's like, it's not really a crime.
No, real quick. I'm agree there's some narcissism, but that nigga is slow. What you want to say about the prompt?
My IQ is 140, ma'am. Higher.
Men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. Yes, I totally
Can the
agree.
men talk?
Just like well, I have my own example, but just like men will call out a predator, be like, oh, at least I'm not a predator, but you still out here and you're a woman beater. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're just as bad. They try to level out, oh, he's worse, so I'm not as bad, or it's not a crime, so it can't be bad, when in reality they know this is bad behavior.
Yeah, I also wanted to say to what he's doing is actively engaging in bad behavior. When women are saying, "Hey, these men out here are bad. These men can hurt you. These men can harm you. These men are dangerous. Blah 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 blah. Be aware. Be safe with these men. Don't engage with these men." And then a man gets up on the prompt and say, "No, we're not all bad. We're pretty good." You're doing harm to women right then in that in itself. You're doing harm by trying to lower women's defenses around very predatory creatures. You're doing harm by telling other women, no, that there's still some good men out there. You just haven't found the right one, and telling women to jump back in to shark infested waters.
Anybody else want to say something?
Yeah, I agree. Just like the last guy said, talking about some opportunity to find a man. We don't care about no opportunities. We got opportunities of our own.
Well, that's what Drika was saying, because like they have to contort and play these games, because if like we accept that, all right, women are choosing bad men or women are enabling bad behavior in men, right? Let's say we're gonna just give them that. It's all our fault. We need to blame for everything. So if we say, okay, we're gonna start messing with men, instead of just saying, oh, is it a university we're supposed to go to get a degree on how to vet a man? It don't exist, right? So okay, I'm making bad decisions. I'm gonna stop picking men. They have a problem with that. So the thing is, even the solution they have a problem with. They want to point out the behavior. They want to neg you for the behavior, but also they
Don't want
want
to fix
to
the
neg you
solution.
about coming up with a solution.
Right. And I feel like that's like uh I feel like that's an access and a self-reflection thing. They don't like to do self-work and self-reflection, and that's why a lot of these men be frustrated, because they don't want to have to do the work to get what they want, that costs more than just the bare minimum things that they've been told that will get them past. Um And yeah, I feel like that's what sends them into this spiral, because it's really about access. They don't want to lose that access. And they
Yeah.
know if we stop talking to them and dating them, that's what will happen, because they refuse to grow.
Yeah, and I just want to advise any woman that wants to take accountability that the solution is to stop fucking with men. Choose yourself. Lo, are you a real person?
Yeah, I'm a real person.
All right, go ahead. What you want to say?
So listen, men using bad men to distract from like their own bad behavior. I'm not gonna say that not everybody don't do it, right? Sure, you got the men that do that, But if you have men that genuinely like be good to like their kids and families and whatnot, and you still want to say that they're still having bad behavior when they're dealing with like a toxic baby mother or like a toxic
Oh, it's
girl.
always an
Hold on,
excuse
no, hold
Nah,
on.
for
nah,
you.
nah. Hold on. Let me talk. Right. So the solution is simple. If you keep coming across bad men, stop talking to men, because like obviously something not
Hold
working
on,
for you,
hold
right?
on. Hold on, you
Stop
can't repeat
talking
the
to
shit.
men.
Hold up.
Leave them
Why you
alone.
still, hold up, so why you still in Drika shit? Drika said that like a half an hour ago. Do you have anything new you want to add to the conversation?
Nah, stop talking to men. Stop talking to men. That's it.
Okay, so
That's
you can
it.
go through the still Drika shit. All right.
All right.
Why in my face too? He didn't even give me no credit. He just, if it hadn't been for you meddling in his business, he would have got away with it.
Okay,
Wow,
okay,
Madeline is crazy work.
and
Say it again.
then when
Hold up,
when
hold
you get
up,
Shut
what
up,
you
hold
Game
want,
up,
Boy.
hold up, y'all. Go ahead, Cider.
Oh, okay. It said men use bad men to distract from their own bad behavior. I'm not gonna lie, right? I grew up in
Hold on, what
California,
are you
right?
talking? Hold up. Nobody cares where you grew up, sir. What do you want to say about it in general?
Yeah. So when I came around black people when I moved to the South, I
Again, you
noticed.
still talking about yourself.
No, I noticed that the women like the thugs. I noticed that the women like the thugs and the criminals, right? So I emulated these thugs. I grew my hair out. I pulled my pants down a little bit, to sag a little bit. I started talking with some ebonics and
Sir, hold
slang.
on. You don't
You're
have a sense
talking
of
about
identity. Hold
yourself.
on, real quick. Hold on, real quick. So what I hear, sir, is you don't have a sense of identity. You want to contort yourself to what you think women want.
Y'all do
So
want that. Stats
hold on,
show
hold on.
that.
Hold up, but I want you to shut up and stop saying stupid shit, and you gonna keep doing that, so you're lying. The thing is, sir, you have no identity. You have no self-esteem. You're a follower. You have no sense of self, no self-worth. You're gonna be whoever society tell you to be. Why should we should even listen to you? You're the man. Like you're gonna do the bad thing because the bad thing is gonna get you something because you can't stand on your own. A confident person gonna be who they are, and they're gonna be like, well, people that gravitate me, that's the people I associate with. But you see, oh, that man got something I want. I'm gonna act like him. You've been method
I call that
acting.
hustling. Because one thing about a hustler, they manipulate people.
No, you're a method actor, sir. That's what you are. You don't know who you are. That's so weird to say that.
Am I allowed to finish in here?
Yeah, go ahead, but you're not saying shit.
Thank you, and neither of y'all. But thank you. But like I said, what I noticed because there's a dichotomy.
Nobody give a fuck what you notice. You're fucking weird. This the thing. You coming up here and think the flex is you acting like another motherfucker. Yeah, all them niggas outside acting like another motherfucker. That's the problem. That shit ain't original. That shit ain't original. You copying another fucking person. That's the problem. Um, who this is? No, sir. If you got dropped, you want to come back to the galaxy or stay your ass down here. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to keep dealing with y'all just crash out, want to interrupt, not knowing what the fuck going on, being slow. I don't have to accommodate you. I'm not. I don't have to like. I'm not have grants. I'm trying to get from the government. No shit like that. I don't have to sit here and give modifications to niggas that's fucking dumb and slow. Stay your ass downstairs. You want to interrupt? Then go interrupt in the comments. Simple as that. Y'all want to say something?
I do. And you know what's even more like weird? Like those be the good guys too that be acting like they got overlooked. But you sitting over there like it's like contradicting like how they move. You trying to act like you a good guy, but you still moving like the bad guy. But you think you better than him? It don't be making sense to me, but you know, it just be like you said, it be a identity crisis thing. And they think somebody gotta pick them. You feel entitled.
Yeah, Tara, let
That's
him back up because he was
no,
talking shit.
no. He got. I'm serious. I'm not playing with that. He wants in the
Okay,
galaxy.
well he.
Otherwise, he can stay downstairs. I really don't care. I don't.
Okay,
I
well
don't care.
I got something for him. He'll have to see it in the comments though, because he was talking too much shit to be with this motherfucking to add this motherfucking picture. Damn, y'all gotta see this fucking caricature of a bitch he's sitting with.
You got.
Y'all
You
gotta
got
see it.
crackers.
Like these motherfucking weirdo ass niggas is out of their motherfucking body. You up here talking
Oh, oh
shit
my God.
with a bitch that look like a character that some nigga wrote when he was drunk or off that motherfucking booger sugar bitch. You can never. You can fucking never, Mr. Sir. And you sitting
We
up
know who
there.
he is.
I had a point I was about to make.
That bitch matching up and spoon feeding you chicken and watermelon, you dumb bitch. And you try to play with us? Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. The race play, I can smell the race play in your motherfucking voice, sir. I can smell it.
And that's how I knew he was a good guy. I knew it.
I was about to make a point about something Gaslight said earlier, but I can't remember now.
My
But
bad here.
yeah,
You move so fast. I want the moment.
Yo, and this is why, honestly, I feel like when men be playing a stupid game, I think this is why other men be beating them up. He just beat you up because you gonna keep playing dumb.
no, they don't. They participate in it.
Nah, some of them really be beating these guys up.
No. The only time they beat another man up is when their identity is in challenge and they want to like stroke their ego. It's a status thing amongst men because men are hyperfixated on their status amongst other men. And they
Truthfully, I have a good brother that, for me,
no,
he knows himself well.
hold on, authentic. You're not up here the first time, girl. Fuck your brother. Let's be
What?
honest.
Hold on, what?
No. Y'all gotta stop coming up here. No. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I'm gonna say to these men.
Wait, you think I'm giving an anecdotal?
Hold up. Pause. What I'm saying is we can talk about the point, but don't insert brothers and shit. Cause y'all brothers, y'all daddies, y'all boyfriends, y'all husbands, the niggas y'all fucking love ain't shit. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't apply. They the same niggas we talking about. And it doesn't help when people want to say, well, not my, no, yours too doing the same fucking thing. The thing is, a man will jump in front of another man. If you think he's trying to save you or protect your honor or something else, no, it's his status he's fighting for. That's what it is.
Okay, maybe you're right, but you think the same way I come in these conversations and I talk about these things, I talk to them about it as well. That's why I'm bringing him up, because it's not like he's just unaware. You get what I'm saying? He's not one like.
I know. Here's the thing.
But I'm not gonna do an anecdotal. I get where you're coming from.
That's what I'm saying, because like you can say that you talking to him about that, and then he can go out the house and do something fucked up to another woman, and then we like, oh, but that's your brother. The thing is, at the end of the day, a lot of these men are aware of certain stuff, and they playing in our face. It ain't about them knowing you. The labor women be breaking their necks to try to get them to understand. They respect other men. They'll use the information you giving them to nag and manipulate another woman. They don't. If a person want to do better, they do better, not because anybody told them to do so. That's just how they work.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say you're right, but I'm gonna call it a spade a spade. Even if he did fight for his own, he was fighting for whatever the reason that you said it was. Cool, that nigga still got what he needed.
Yeah,
Cool with me.
I was just talking about the reason behind it, though, because that's part of the like the propaganda we have, like the hero complex men have, and it's tied to like, oh, he's doing this for a woman's honor. He's not. He's doing it for his own ego. That's why they tell women, don't go outside dressed that way, because like it's about control. The only time
facts.
Yeah, when they talk to another man is because it's their status and they're obsessed with it. Anybody want to say something else? I'm about to end this shit.
I got some shrimp fried rice if you want them both.
What the fuck? Thank y'all for coming and participating and supporting the live. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.